Welcome to the Innovation Alley podcast. We're here with Team Sandbox. So we have John, Allison, Andre, and our what the hell are you? You're our co-host, Chris Johnson.
Yeah, color commentary guy. No, man.
So welcome, guys. So what is a sandbox?
Something you're playing.
Yes, fair. But it's also to get you to build real things.
The question is, do you play in it for longer than 55 hours or not?
Well, we really hope so.
Yeah, that's sort of the hope. It's a cloud collaboration tool for entrepreneurs to flush out their business ideas faster, get rid of the bad ones faster, and take the good ones further. So we're starting off with features like an interactive business canvas where you're sort of spoon-fed these questions that you need to think about as you're trying to prove your idea of who are your customers, what problem are you solving, what are you helping your customer, what job are you helping your customers get done, who are your partners, what is this going to cost you, what are your revenues are. Again, if you're getting into this starter entrepreneurial mindset, that's sort of the first questions that you would want to be asking yourself. And if you have no clue of where to start, this is sort of to help you get going. But then later, you're able to invite people to work on you on this project. And then you also have this, where we're thinking of the social aspect of it would be, imagine a Facebook feed, but if it was only filled with things that you want to see in your startup interests, so whatever it is, tech, or be it, farming or whatever, ag, and your Facebook feed would just be full of that.
Can we go the situational route?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're interested in business and entrepreneurship?
Once in a while.
What kind of stuff do you like?
What am I? Really, I'm really fixated on artificial intelligence.
Yep.
So taking a chatbot to the next level. That's my big thing right now.
Okay. Imagine if you logged into a social network and your feed wasn't just friends sharing cat memes. It was a feed full of people from around the world talking about AI, machine learning, and chatbots.
Getting me to the content.
Yes. And so you're going through this feed all the time. It's a feed that you want to see. You're interested. You're learning by scrolling through it all the time.
Yeah.
And let's say maybe a few people stand out.
Yeah.
Beside that feed, in a little sandbox, you've got a bunch of project files. And those are those 10 or 15 ideas that you've got in your head.
Yeah.
Maybe you put on paper. But using the tools that Andre described, you're slowly pushing them forward using the software that we've got under the hood, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you scroll through the feed for a little bit. And there's one guy in particular who really sticks out to you. He's got some really insightful stuff to say. Sounds like he's really got his head in a good spot, right? And so you say, hey, maybe I should share some access to some of these components in my project file with this guy, right? Mm-hmm. So you start chatting with him on the feed. Yeah, cool. I like where your head's at. You share access to maybe the business canvas, right? You share the access. You come back a couple days later. He's written a whole whack of comments. He's filled out a couple forms. Awesome stuff. You say, wow, I really like what this guy's thinking. Yeah. Maybe I'll share access to another module and another module. And maybe it gets to the point where you're sharing access to the financial projections. Maybe it gets to the point where the module that helps you, formulate the legal structure of the business or develop contracts or find financing or find places like North Forge to help you push things even further.
Yeah.
So in a way, this is sort of, it's like Ramp Up Weekend in a box. Have you guys gotten to the place, Allison, where you guys are looking around at who else might be doing this out there? I mean, in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, like Angel List might be sort of either direct or indirect. Are you guys starting to think through some of this stuff?
Absolutely. I think there are a lot of really great tools out there, especially with Futurepreneur. But I think the idea that you can have everything in one box all set for you. People are really, sometimes caught up in making their, the $1 million, but they're not focusing on making their first 100.
Yeah.
So being able to break everything down, figure out why someone needs this, who's going to pay for it, and having the tools available and the social aspect. People are all about collaboration right now. I can go onto a website and how do I make a business plan? I can read a couple articles and I'm probably going to get a little bit overwhelmed, especially with government grants and stuff like that. Where do you even begin when you start looking? Sometimes it's not as detailed as you want it to be and you're looking at school grants when you should be not looking at school grants.
Yeah. Yep.
So being able to break everything down, having everything set in one box for you to be able to have everyone come to one place and not all over the place.
So when does collaboration become competition? So you say, I find that person I want to share with, can collaborate with, but the entrepreneur in me says, well, wait, but financials. I'm sharing financials. Yep. We have a non-compete. There's some kind of thing we must have signed. Am I just old in my thinking, or is there actually those layers of validation and engagement?
This is a pretty active conversation.
We're having this conversation ongoing, and it's tough. I think part of it is in our responsibility to have those terms of service sorted out for the user, to help, of course, protect us dealing with this type of sensitive material. And then I think there's kind of two parts. The one part is for the users, it's totally up to them how much information they want to reveal to them and who they want to reveal it to. And it's up to the people, communicating on the network to build that trust between each other, right?
So have you guys taken advantage of Danielle from Thompsondorf and Sweatman yet this weekend? She's upstairs floating around. Has she come down and hung out with you guys yet?
Definitely got to talk to
You
her.
gotta get on that. I mean, Myers Norris Penny's here, Deloitte is here. I mean, there's like no end to the amount of people here who can help you answer that.
Yep.
So I think that's the point. So how are you guys doing so far? You guys went through last night. You've gone through this morning. Tell us what the energy's like. Tell us, why did you pick Ramp Up Weekend as a place to try and vet this out?
Ramp Up Weekend is just a place to be. Again, it's like I was telling this to John, asking John this yesterday. How often do you actually get to do this? Like when you're locked in on an idea, on an idea that is you're motivated to stay up all night to work on a crazy project that you have.
Right? Yeah,
no
you
clue.
guys
Our
were the
devs
ones.
have been up all night.
You guys were
doing this.
Yeah,
Oh my
we were
God.
on Twitter
3 a.m.
Yeah, so
Thank you to Red Bull,
haven't
by the way.
slept.
yeah, but again, like where else can you find that energy and that motivation and a bit of competitive spirit, and how often can you do this stuff? And like,
How much are you guys thinking about the fact that this is the first Ramp Up Weekend 10, that we're going to have 300 plus people in the audience with a
That's gonna be
60-foot
awesome.
Steve Jobs screen behind
That's
you
gonna
on
be
Sunday?
awesome.
A little
I
bit
think
of
it's
that
pretty
motivating?
great that our entire target market is going to be sitting right in front of us.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's easy. It's easy to get them to identify with the problem. So, it's. I mean, the scale and just to see Ramp We can get so huge and really
And
West
even
Coast.
for us, we're all members of
competitive.
CEO Manitoba. And, regardless of whatever happens this weekend, we're going to be able to use this tool for years to come.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks very much for coming down. Looking forward to the final pitch tomorrow night at the Met. And good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for
guys.
coming on, guys.